Watching the third Sonic movie is on the must-do list for millions of people around the world.
I love it. Let's start with a giant fireball.
But do all these people, including you and me, know everything that goes into the production of this amazing film?
But you didn't change who you are in here.
Yeah, in my lungs.
Or your heart.
Never before in history has there been a trilogy of films made entirely based on video games as the original source material, and Sonic's achievement is even more impressive for two reasons. The first reason is the fact that the first movie was released just a short time ago in Hollywood terms, in 2020, and just 2 years later, in 2022, the next part of the Blue Hedgehog saga hit theaters. To be completely honest, I really liked the first movie, but I thought the second one was even better. I wasn't the only one with that thought. Millions of people agreed, as reflected in the box office numbers. The movie featuring Knuckles made $100 million more than the previous one. So in less than 5 years, we'll have a complete trilogy. And let's not forget that in the middle of all this, there was a global pandemic and the Hollywood writers' strike. It's almost like the production team has been working non-stop over the past few years. What really stands out is how the three Sonic movies feel like they're on a rising trajectory. Based on the fan interactions and the amount of content generated online by movie and gaming enthusiasts, it's pretty obvious that Sonic 3 is going to be a massive box office hit. For sure, the first trailer worked like powerful fuel to hype up the audience even more. Honestly, I literally got chills during the scenes with Shadow and Sonic, which look like they're setting up for an epic showdown. I can't wait to see this when it hits theaters. If you're also super excited to see the Sonic movie, join us as we take a deeper look at what's behind this incredible film. So get ready, because another Cinewave is starting now. One day before the Sonic 3 trailer dropped, Paramount pulled off an amazing marketing stunt, projecting images onto buildings in major cities around the world. Some of the locations included New York, San Francisco, Tokyo, London, and Sydney, among many others. These places were chosen for this incredible promotional event, where we saw projections of the main characters from the third Sonic movie, such as Sonic, Shadow, and Eggman. And out of the places where these characters' faces were displayed, two of them showed up in the first trailer: Tokyo and London. This leaves us wondering, will all the cities featured in the promotional event also appear in the movie? In the case of Tokyo and London, we can say the choice was strategic and also a way to pay tribute to Sonic's game creator, Sega. Sega, the gaming giant, is based in Tokyo but was founded by Americans. As you might guess, the company's headquarters are in Japan, and its two main branches and offices are located in London and Irvine, USA. For this reason, we can understand that the filming locations may extend beyond these two cities, but it makes sense why they were highlighted so prominently in that incredible trailer. And if you're as excited as we are to see the third Sonic movie, leave a comment below with #Shadow. Officially, production for Sonic 3 began in September 2023, though only the animation part was initially handled by the Paramount team, while they were also working on the Knuckles solo series for the studio's streaming platform. 2 months later, director Jeff Fowler and the cast began filming in November 2023, shooting in various locations around the world, as we mentioned earlier in the video. At least officially, we know that the actors shot scenes in London, Los Angeles, Japan, and Norway, but this list could be even longer. James Marsden, who plays Tom, Sonic's adoptive dad, confirmed that filming wrapped up in March 2024. After that, only the direction and post-production teams continued working on the improvements and tweaks needed for the movie. This allowed the film to be nearly finished and just waiting for its release date, scheduled for around Christmas in December 2024. One of the standout features in the Sonic 3 trailer is undoubtedly the incredible special effects, especially the CGI used to bring the characters to life. We can say that the details for Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, which were already pretty impressive, look even better now. And as for Shadow, we can safely say that the Black Hedgehog who wields chaos energy looks absolutely flawless in every possible animation aspect. The lighting effects that showcase his power and his glowing eyes perfectly contrast with the villain's edgy bad boy aura. Not to say that the first two movies didn't have great animation, but it's clear that the third one is on a whole new level. And to make everything even more incredible, the filmmakers made a masterstroke by involving voice cast. As if it wasn't enough to make Shadow clearly powerful and nearly unbeatable, they decided to upgrade the character further by giving him one of Hollywood's most iconic voices, Keanu Reeves. The superstar behind films that define generations, like The Matrix and John Wick, is practically the human embodiment of Shadow himself. Just like many of Keanu's famous characters, Shadow also has a dark, heavy backstory. In fact, he's the first character from a family-friendly video game to wield firearms in his solo game. Very John Wick style. That's why Keanu Reeves' voice fits the character so perfectly. On top of that, in the first Sonic movie, the Blue Hedgehog watches one of Keanu's movies and refers to him as a national treasure.
Yes, Keanu! You are a national treasure.
In addition, the original voice actors for Sonic and Tails, Ben Schwartz and Colleen O'Shaughnessy, have returned to their roles, ensuring even greater consistency in the third installment of the Blue Hedgehog saga. And let's not forget Idris Elba, who lent his powerful voice to Knuckles in Sonic 2 and will continue in Sonic 3, rounding out the amazing cast that has contributed to and will continue to contribute to the success of the Blue Hedgehog saga. If you've made it this far in the video, it means you love games, cartoons, and movies, so it totally makes sense for you to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. At the end of Sonic 2, after the Blue Hedgehog transforms into Super Sonic, we're left with an open question about the fate of the movie's main antagonist, Dr. Robotnik, Eggman. We see that everyone believes he's dead, while Agent Stone appears disguised as a gun soldier. Shortly after, Jim Carrey announced his retirement, hinting that Dr. Robotnik had indeed died in the final battle of the film. However, here's the twist. It looks like this news came out on April 1st, 2022. And like a good April Fool's joke, it couldn't have been more wrong. Not only did Jim Carrey return to acting, but he did so specifically to reprise his role as Dr. Robotnik, effectively bringing the character back to life. And if that wasn't enough, Carrey is taking on not just one role, but two in the same movie, as he'll also be playing Eggman's grandfather, Dr. Gerald Robotnik. So not only did he fool everyone, but his character did too. Now that's what it means to be a true member of the Robotnik family. Honestly, I think he'll continue to show up in future movies, especially since a Sonic 4 is likely on the horizon. At least, that's what I'm hoping for. Looking at the budgets for the first two Sonic movies, we can get a sense of how much Paramount and Sega are investing in the continuation of the Blue Hedgehog saga. For example, the first movie had a budget of around $81 to $95 million, most of which was spent on special effects, CGI, and actor salaries, especially for Jim Carrey, who is by far the most famous actor in the cast. By the time the second movie came around, the budget had increased slightly to a ceiling of $110 million. This rise was mainly due to the addition of Idris Elba, a globally renowned actor with a significant paycheck, as the voice of Knuckles.
You're no match for me.
This larger investment also contributed to the increased box office revenue of the second movie compared to Sonic's first adventure. As we've mentioned, considering that now, on top of all these actors, we'll also have Keanu Reeves, another global superstar in the cast, it's a sure thing that the budget will be even bigger this time around. Plus, it's clear that the special effects are going to be even more intense, which certainly costs a lot of money. While the movie budgets are increasing, some experts and many fans are confident that Sonic will break $1 billion at the worldwide box office. However, there's one small reason why that might not happen. Just like Paramount, Disney also plans to release a major animated film in December 2024, and this movie from the Mouse House is directly linked to one of its biggest box office hits, the live-action Lion King, which grossed $1.6 billion. Despite the fact that the trailer for Mufasa didn't receive a warm reception from the online community, it's easy to imagine that many families will head to theaters to watch the story of Simba's father. At the same time, it's also easy to see that both kids and adult gaming fans won't think twice before going to the theater to watch the third Sonic movie first. Because of this, several social media profiles have already created a mashup of the two films' names, combining them into Mufasa and Sonic. This has led to the potential future cinematic event being called Munich. It's a bit like the whole Barbenheimer craze that happened in 2023, when two massive films were released around the same time and both became box office phenomena. And honestly, I think Sonic 3 and Mufasa are going to create the same kind of buzz. To be honest, I'm planning on watching both movies, but I'll definitely see Sonic first. How about you? While we wait for December, check out these two cool videos that are popping up on your screen. Watch them both and let me know which one you like the most. See you in the next video!